Hi guys, welcome back to this amazing YouTube channel. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are good. So if this is your first time coming across this channel, do it to subscribe. Click on notification bell to get notified whenever a new video is being posted. Okay. So in today's video, this is the second part of this video, the sewing part. We'll continue the sewing aspects from this video. So this is, if you've not watched the first part, just pause this video and go and watch the first part so that you understand what we're doing here. So this is the down part of the dress I made. The video you just watched, the woman turning around, this is the down part. So I'm going to plait this area now. I'll be placing it like this, just the way you see me doing. I'll plait it the size of the woman's round her round waist. Yes. So after placing it, make sure is the size is the round waist of the person you're working with an actual size. If it's not a size, just you need to go back and replate it. Yeah. So after that we'll go ahead and attach our wording, our breast pad wording to this. So watch closely and see how I'll be attaching this wording. I think this is the first time I'm using this on my YouTube channel, though I've been using it, but this is the first time. There's this other one I usually use in my videos, then this one is the first time I'll be using it on my video. So watch and see how I used it in how I attached it to this dress. As you can see, I ironed directly on my material, not I didn't turn the back of the wording. I didn't iron on the wording. I just placed the gum part on my material and then ironed on it. While using this type of wording, you just iron the way you see me ironing. If you iron at the back of it, that is at the back of the wording, it won't be able to stay in the clothes, because I don't know why, but it won't be able to stay unless you use hemming gum to attach it. But the best way to do it is just placing your main fabric like this on the gum, and mark out what your desired part you want to use for the breast pad, and iron on the fabric so it will be able to stay. Why I'm explaining this is because I've had this before. I tried using it and I noticed it wasn't staying because I ironed through the back. So later I found out that I need to iron on top of this, on top of the material. So that's why I'm explaining, in case for a beginner, because this class, is basically for beginner. In case you don't know about this, you just have to start making use of it. Start using your iron like this on it so that you won't keep it somewhere because it's not working. Instead of using hemming gum as well, just iron it the way you saw me, the way I did it. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to attach my lace to this material. I'll run a stitch on it, but if you want, you can use this hemming gum I brought to place it under beneath it and iron it, but I prefer using my sewing machine to stitch it round. But if you want, you can use your hemming gum, but I think the best one for me is to use my machine and sew it throughout, which is what I just did. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to sew there, to attach my pad together. So but I'll be sewing from the down, which is the way you're seeing right now. I'll be sewing from the down part to where it ends. I wish I placed this camera up on top so you'll be able to see what I'm doing, how I was able to do that curved part, the nipple part, because sewing breast pad, it's a bit difficult. Learning it is something else, and sewing it is also another thing on its own. So, but with time, I believe we're going to learn it. Yeah, so if I can learn it, you too can learn it as well. Unless you're not destined to sew. But if you're destined and determined to learn how to sew, you'll be able to do all these things through Christ that strengthens you. You'll be able to do it. So this is it. This is it. The essence of that 1 inch you added, see it came out excess here. It's better it comes out there and you cut it off, so it's um you cut off that part and sew it back. It's better for it to be excess at that point or down point than for it to be shorter than your actual measurement. So the next thing I'll be doing right now is to open it up and iron it. This is my breast ball I'll be using to iron it. This is handmade breast ball. This breast ball I'll be using to iron it. I'll have to sprinkle water on it and then iron it. Make sure it comes out flat the way you're seeing it. Then if you want, you can use your wadding yeah, to cover this part up. I have a video where I did something like that too. If you want, you can as well leave it the way it is. It's same, you're going to achieve same goal at the end of the whole thing. So the next thing I'll be doing is to use my lining to turn it up. At this point, I've attached my lining to it. I just turned it up and gave it a good press. So I also did the same thing at the back. So what I'll be doing now at the back is to take my to measure my dart, to sew in my dart for the back. So I placed my tape at the tip and measured 6 inches. Why I did 6 inches is because I didn't minus my 1.5 for my zipper. If I should minus my 1.5 for the zip, you see that it's 4.5. You see that it's 4.5 left. You know, the what we use for the dart is the front at the your nipple to nipple measurement. That's what you use at the back to get your dart. 4.5. Then the so I'm done sewing my I'm done inserting my back dart. After doing that, you iron it properly. One thing about sewing is that it requires ironing. Anything you do, you iron. If you add lining, you iron. If you cut lining, you iron. In order to have a good knit work, you have to iron anything you're doing. Anything you do, just make sure you iron it. So at this point, I'll be joining my shoulder to shoulder measurement. So I opened up my lining and I brought out my back satin. I opened it up like this and then I started from the middle to sew at one end and then sew also at the other end. So this is how I sewed it, as you can see. So it will give a neat finishing at that part. See how neat it is. Though if you want, you can just join it like that and use your lock machine that is weaving to weave it, but I prefer joining it the way I did. It's more neater for me. I prefer it that way. So the next thing I'll be doing here is to attach my sleeves to it. There are two ways of attaching your sleeves to a dress. Is either you sew your both sides, close up the both sides and attach your sleeves, or I'll be using this method. I'll open up my sleeves like this, my armhole, just the way you see it. You're seeing it right now. I'll attach my sleeves like this, or you close it up and attach your sleeves. So either one, either of them you choose is still okay. So this is the notched part of my sleeve. I'll place it at that middle part and sew it down to where it stops, and then sew the other side as well. Remember, this is a beginner's class, so anything I'm doing here, I'm making sure you understand it. So I have to start from that part first, sew down the other part at the notched area, sew down the other part, and then sew the other side too as well. So it won't be difficult for you to do. It'll be very easy for you to understand and do it without, without me being there physically. So this is the other part I'm showing you how you can as well attach your sleeves. You can either shape the both sides and then attach your sleeves, or you do it the way I just did it, which is this one. So after doing it like this, after sewing it, attaching my sleeves, I will then insert my bust to bust measurement. Now it's been divided into two. It's been divided into two. I'll just close up the both sides and attach my down part, the half length of the gown. So I'm trying to get my bust measurements. Why cutting is divided into four, but when sewing it's divided into two. So insert your bust measurements and then your waist measurement there as well. After inserting your waist measurement, after sewing it, before attaching your down part, make sure you retake that measurement at the waist to be sure that is exactly what you're working with. At times, after inserting this waist measurement, after sewing it and taking the actual measurement, you see that most times it is still more than the waist, more than the measurement you're working with. So you have to retake that measurement again and sew it. It gives perfect finishing and actual, that is when the person wears it, you won't need to start shaping, start looking for fault, and maybe it fits this side, it's not tight here. That's the essence of this is what I'm doing right now. This is what I'm explaining. So I have to take back that measurement to be sure is the actual waist measurement I'm working with, and I checked it, it was the actual measurement I needed for the dress. So I'll just have to sew down my half length to this. I'll take it to my machine and run it through. So after doing that, I'll have to attach my lining to this. So now I want to close up that rough edges with my lining. See how I turned it? I'll place my lining at the front, at the upper part of, just watch and see what I'm doing. At the upper part of that place of the front part, this is where I'll place my lining. So after sewing it, I'll just cover it up. See it? After sewing it, I'll cover it up. So I'll just go and join it and show you. So this is it. I've joined my lining. So see, when I open it up, when I turn it up, you won't have to see any rough edges there. Everywhere is neatly closed. So the next thing I'll do now is to close up the back part. I'll just have to stop where I want my zip to um be to start. I came down by 22 inches there. I left 22 inches open. That's where my zipper will be. I don't know, one thing with tailors, we're always looking for our chalk. Chalk is always missing. You keep chalk here, the next minute you won't see it where you kept it. At the end of the whole thing, you see chalk littered everywhere. So I marked 22 inches there. That's where my zip will be. The opening I left is where my zip will be. So I'll sew from where I marked down to the down part of my material. After sewing that as well, I will attach my zip to my dress, and that is it about the sewing. Very, very easy to make. So if you have any question, you can keep it down the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. I love you. Try to subscribe and share